So glad to see so many of the saints in high spirits here in Dixie. Although this is a desert place, and the way has not been easy, this is a choice people in a choice land. I have had a vision. Many of you made the trek west with great courage, but lost loved ones. You continued on to Utah's Dixie to farm and have suffered loss. I have a fervent desire that we may have a temple completed, that we may have our loved ones sealed to us. There is a great need for this work to be done, that they may not be forgotten. I ask each of you to aspire to a higher call, to help us build a temple between those volcanic ridges here in Utah's Dixie.
Brother Taylor, why did President Young decide to build a temple in St. George?
Well, there were three main reasons that he discussed with me. First, the weather. The weather is much more mild here in St. George, and it would allow the temple to be constructed year-round. The second reason, the tithing that is used to build the temple will also help to sustain those more struggling saints in Dixie. And last, President Young is frustrated. He's frustrated because he wants to have a temple to the Lord dedicated and completed before he leaves this earth. Now, George, I ask you, who is more deserving of the blessings of the temple than those who have demonstrated the self-abnegation, the self-sacrifice, than those saints in Dixie?
You're right, Brother Taylor. The saints down there have truly risen to a difficult challenge. How may I help?
President Young has asked that in General Conference that we challenge all of the men who don't have jobs this winter, that they take their families and sufficient supplies to sustain them and travel south to partake in this glorious endeavor of building a temple to the Lord.
Consider it done. I'm sure that many will accept the call.
Christmas Day, 1873. 100 men have arrived at St. George and are busily engaged, many working on the foundation, which requires filling a cannon barrel full of lead, weighing 1,000 pounds, being hoisted 30 feet into the air by pulleys and horses, and being dropped over and over, pounding the platform deep into the muddy soil, that the footings may be firm and sure. Many are building roads, and many are busy in stone quarries. So now, we need lumber to build up the temple. That is why we have called upon you good saints in the Little Valley settlement, some 200 strong, to aspire higher. Go to the mountain, bring down the timber, go to the stone quarry, bring forth the stone, that the work on the temple will continue.
A short time ago in St. George, they commenced to build a temple. Men were called from different parts, some from this city and from different settlements, to go and assist in building the temple. Did they do it? Yes. Was there much grunting about it? I have not heard that there was. John Taylor.
Brothers and sisters, I'm sure many of you are aware of the marvelous progress being made on the construction of the St. George Temple. For this we are truly grateful. However, we need more workers. We need your helping hands.
Yes. Go up to the mountains and bring down the lumber. Go to the quarries and bring the stone down that we may continue the marvelous progress on the temple at St. George. And that in very short order we may have the font dedicated, that we may have the ordinances of the priesthood performed in that place.
Brothers and sisters, there is no work more important on this earth than the saving ordinances performed in the holy temple of the Lord for both our beloved kindred dead and for the living. Not only the baptism, but the highest order of marriage. No longer do marriages dissolve at death, but continue on through eternity, through the sealing ordinances performed for both the living and the dead, which bind us together. And where can this happen? Only in the temple.
Yes, the temple. Husbands and wives can be sealed together forever, enabling them to achieve the highest kingdom in God's celestial kingdom. And there with Him to live together forever. That is why we are and will always be known as a temple-building people. We cannot be saved without the ordinances performed in the holy temple.
It has been the dream of Brother Brigham to have a temple built in his lifetime, and we thank him for his insight and his vision. Many of you have accepted the call to help build the temple, and it is our hope that those of you who are in this audience tonight may answer the call to help complete the work. The timbers of Mount Trumbull are presently being harvested and brought down to complete the temple. The quarries are ever busy, and we need your help. And again we say unto you, aspire higher. As you build the temple in St. George, you will forever remember the glorious experience of helping your ancestors receive the ordinances of the priesthood in the temple of our God.
John William Jackson,
Zena Jacobs, Sarah Alexander,
Andrew Seiler, Charles C. Rich,
Rhoda Fulmer, Jane Johnston Black,
Andrew Jackson Allred,
Martha Payne Thomas,
Duckworth Grimshaw, Amasa Bland,
James Holt,
Clara Decker,
Elmer Taylor,
Esther Wainwright Benny,
Cornelia Levitt Lyman,
Truman O. Angel,
Mary Powell Saban,
Oscar Morris, Reuben C. Hedlock, John Cortland Searle.
For truly, every man, woman, and child who has ever lived or will yet live upon this earth is a child of God. And as children of God, await the blessings of the temple to be able to return home. Should you choose to serve, your trek will seem short. The work will seem light. And the glorious work of your beloved ancestors will burn brightly throughout your life. May the Lord bless you for your righteous choice.